calling. I'm calling you about a property that we made an offer on. It looks like about a couple days ago. It was the one for Buckeye. Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. This wasn't. This was actually pretty a while back. So it looks like. Let me refresh your memory here. You might remember speaking to this person. So I'm on the purchasing team, but Kresha sent you an offer back on December. Is this property still even available? He's still is so is she still living in that property or is it vacant? She lives there. Gotcha. I don't know if you noticed, but in Buckeye, Arizona, the rents recently dropped. Have you seen that? Yeah, they dropped significantly, but we're actually looking to purchase a couple properties there because we're thinking that that's going to be a little bit of a growing area in the next few years. And the offer that we had sent out was we actually offered full listing price of 385, and we offered the seller a down payment of 20,000 and an extra 2.5% to pay for your commission. And we offered to pay all the closing costs. And we were going to create a bank note for her in the amount of about, I would say about 78,000 minus her mortgage balance. Looks like it's around 287. And we're going to pay her 351 a month. So that was her offer, and it was full asking. Do you think she would be opposed to us taking over the existing mortgage payments and getting that down payment? For the remaining equity in her home. So depending on what her mortgage balance is, I have it here at 287, which is probably pretty close to what she has. Yeah, great question. So on this, so what we do is it's on the mortgage balance. It's called a mirror wrap. So we mirror the terms of the existing underlying note. But on the seller financing portion, it depends on what she's comfortable with. Sometimes we have a 15-year balloon. Sometimes we have a 10-year balloon. Sometimes we have a 5-year balloon with an option to extend. So there's all sorts of ways we can structure this. It just depends on what she's comfortable with and what kind of terms she would be okay with. She does plan on purchasing a property in the future. She would not have any issues getting qualified because the debt to income ratios would not hinder her from having an existing mortgage because we set everything up through a third-party servicing company, and we'd be able to show 12 months of on-time payments. And so when she goes to her lender, she shows that, and it shows as a third party making these payments. And so they would remove. Correct. Yeah, well, absolutely. So what we can do, here's what we've done, and here's everybody's been very comfortable with this. We do a 5-year balloon with an option to extend with a 10-year cap, but here's what the option is to extend. It's very simple. This is only if something tragic happens to the market. In 5 years, as long as we have 25% of equity in the property or more and we can refinance, then we'll refinance her out of the seller financing portion. If we don't have 25%, if there's like a huge market correction, then she just gives us an option to extend another year, and then we'll do the exact same thing the following year, do the appraisal, send it over to her, show her that we don't have 25%. If we do have 25%, we'll just refinance. And there's just a 10-year cap on that. That's just to protect us and her in the event that real estate just comes crashing down. Basically, that's having like the worst case scenario in 10 years, because at least appreciation over time is at least 3 to 4%, right? So in 10 years, right, we should have at least, and plus principal pay down, don't forget that, right? Principal pay down, everything else that we're going to do. So we should have, even in 5 years, we should have the 25%. But I mean, obviously with the markets, they're cyclical, and right now, no one knows what's going to happen. So we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect your seller too. But I've never had an issue with a seller saying no to that, because literally all we need is 25%. So as long as the markets are going up an average of 3 to 4% a year on an average over 5 years, we'll have the 25%, no problem. Obviously with the down payment as well that we're putting down. So it shouldn't be an issue. So on these types of things, since we are offering full purchase price, we've basically imputed the interest into our purchase price. Because if we were coming in, you know, and not giving you an interest rate, we were coming at a much lower purchase price. Correct. Correct. Yes. Yes. Because if we would come in with an interest, we'd probably come in, you know, 15% lower on the purchase price, so we're coming in at full asking. Her credit is still on the line, but you've seen our, I believe we've sent you our POF. I can resend it to you again, no problem.